So from then, I already knew that your period doesn't come on the 1st, and then the next time it comes is on the 1st. So if it starts on the 1st today, the next time you see it is on the 29th, because your 28-day cycle has gone. In a normal state, I didn't know any of these other things that happen to people missing their periods and all of that for 3 months. So if those things happen, I think it's something that people should check, and doctors should help with proper conversations and stop having this Nigerian spirituality where they say, oh, no, you're fine. They don't check for a lot of things. And that is why young girls grow up with fibroids. You see a slim girl and she'll tell you that she removed a bucket of fibroids in her body. Meanwhile, when she was young, she was missing her period for 3 months. You know, some of them even get into trouble because their parents think that they're pregnant. People that don't even know anything about sex. So there are conversations that we are trying to make. We're trying to we want to democratize and ensure that everybody understands what this is. We want to make the world a period-friendly world. So I believe that I started this entire journey from the day the first drop of blood came out.
Okay. I really like how you say you started advocacy at the age of 11. I'm trying to think of what I was doing when I was 11. To be honest, I don't remember, because I think that I have blotted out my primary school experience. So I don't remember anybody from my primary school. One person I don't remember. I think because I was struggling with really bad self-esteem. Plus, my parents now have money, they're pastors. So that really, really messed with me. So I don't remember anything. But in secondary school, I knew that. So I've been a fighter since secondary school. So yeah, but primary school, I can't relate. Okay, so in your own words, right? How would you define menstruation? I know I've asked you this question, but I'm saying it from a broader perspective. Like, because when people hear menstrual hygiene, again, they're only thinking about pads. They're not thinking about anything beyond that. So how would you define menstrual health in a broader sense that encapsulates all? Because you mentioned fibers and everything. How would you define it that encapsulates everything with regards to menstrual health?
Okay, so basically menstruation is the shedding of the uterine lining. So the uterine lining, that thing that is the place that houses the egg that becomes a fetus. So we have 4 different seasons as women. So let's start with menstruation. After menstruation, you have the menstruation phase, you have the follicular phase next, you have the ovulation phase, the luteal phase, and then menstruation again. So without giving it a definition, after saying that menstruation is the shedding of the uterine lining, the follicular stage, where your follicles form. So when you're done shedding the uterine lining, because it did not create a baby, your follicles starts to form, and those follicles are the ones that help you create a baby. When a semen joins with it, and then it forms a fetus, it gives you a proper egg, because in ovulation, egg is ready to do one. If in ovulation, it doesn't create a fetus to make a baby over 9 months or 7 months for people who have premature children, the menstruation comes. So in the luteal phase, you start having, it's where your estrogen starts to have energy, because women run on progesterone and estrogen. I think everybody does, but women, we run on progesterone and estrogen. So there are times where we have energy, and then the times we don't have energy. It's not because we're lazy, it's just because our bodies, our hormones have become what they are. And once you get to the luteal phase, it's either you're pregnant or not pregnant. This ovulation leads to the rest of everything that happens to you for women. And for menstruation is where everything lies. Because if you're not seeing your period properly, it's a place to now check and know if you're well or not as a woman. So menstrual health, I don't like to say menstrual hygiene, because it always makes it sound like period is death. So if you watch the film, you'll hear one of the girls talk about how she thinks it's disgusting. Of course, the feeling is very uncomfortable. So uncomfortable is a term I would use, not disgusting. This is something coming out of our bodies. You don't say that urine is disgusting. You don't even say that your poop is disgusting half the time. But now you've come to period and you're saying that, no, that's not the case. It's only if you're a dirty person and you're not being conscious of how your body is how, let me just, for lack of better grammar, how your body is run when you are seeing your period. Because if you're wearing a pad, after 6 hours, please remove it. I know that we used to hear it when we were younger, up to 8 hours long stay, happy, something like that. So all of those things are things that have made people not, that have made young women not watch out. And then we have some places where women use cloths and all of those things. So you can hear, hey, I just spoke Nigerian English. You can perceive the odor of.
We understand you.
Yeah.
You can hear the odor, yeah.
Yeah, you can perceive the odor of this
Yeah.
thing that is not supposed to be smelly,
Yeah.
because they've kept it for too long. It's entering a wrong place. But ideally, it just maybe it smells like iron, like clean iron.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, it smells like clean iron, something coming out of your body. The same way our natural bacteria in our mouth, if you know how to wash your mouth well, would smell like normal spittle. It's not supposed to smell, but you don't wash your mouth well, if you don't use proper hygiene, you're not talking constantly or eating properly, your mouth would smell. You'll probably have like terrible mouth odor. But there's a bacteria that makes your mouth smell a certain way. But if it is bad, then it is bad. So it's the same thing with period. It's the same thing with everything. It's just like leaving your urine on your pants. There's a smell. It would become acidic. So it's the same way we see period. So menstrual health generally is what we do around menstruation. And menstruation is not the only thing that defines women. It's the entire cycle that defines us. It's the calendar. It doesn't define us, but it just tells us how our bodies are supposed to shift from the day we start to see our periods. These days, because of the kinds of foods we eat, girls are starting to see their periods from the age of 6. In the film, we have a girl who started at, yes, in the film, we had a girl who said she started at 7. So she's been she already knows how to carry pads in her bag. She said she has a place in her bags where she puts menstrual pad. So she learns it early. Like it was really early. I mean, my sister is from Gen X and she started at 9. So she's not even millennial with us. My sister is Gen X. She started at 9. So I'm just wondering, okay, maybe my mother was quite a little of Oyinbo and eating funny things like meat pie and not eating the normal Nigerian foods that are gluten-free. We used to have really good Nigerian foods.
Yeah.
If we focus on Nigerian foods, we have gluten-free foods that we can eat. I did not eat rice a lot growing up. We only ate rice once in a while, not because there was no money, because the other things we were eating were good. Because the kwai soup, you pack meat and fish and things inside. Even if you don't have money in this life, your food must be rich. So we had like good, we still have good foods in Nigeria. So I just use this opportunity to encourage people to ensure that they eat well. Our wonderful daddy that owns that computer brand sponsored a lot of things and genetically mutilated foods. And
I just cut it now.
Sorry, I cannot mention names.
No, that's fine. I just cut it now. Yeah,
we're on radio and we're gonna be advertising. We're gonna be advertising things that we're not paid for. So these things are very unhealthy for us, and that's why before you know it now, somebody will come out, say a child will be born and she's already seen her period from. Oh, no. I mean, I heard about a rare case like that. I'm like, I don't want to until I read something that is real about it, then I don't want to be this, because how is somebody starting a period as a baby? Well, this girl who started at 6 is somebody that we know. And in this film, we go beyond talking about period. I talked about sex to them. That was my own part, because the film is led by these twin and teen girls between the ages of 11 and 18 to just know what they understand about period as young girls, and you hear them talk. I heard them talk about. So they asked me a question: wearing tampons, does it mean you lose your virginity? I said personally, I don't want, because they're not. It can cause some kind of shock that would affect you generally. So I'm not a fan of it, but there are people who use it. People who do sports use it because it helps them to do everything they need to do without bothering about leaking. So bothering about leaking does not mean that it's a shameful thing. It's just for comfort, you don't want it to leak. I mean, you don't want to pee on the road. So it's the same way you don't want it to leak. You're not trying to advertise blood to everybody. It's the same way you don't want to advertise urine or feces to anybody. We're just trying to stay safe. So if you're going to use tampons, you're probably using it because it helps to keep it in check while you swim, while you run, while you play football as a woman, because we can do all of these things. So all of these conversations around the 28-day cycle for women, it's 28 days in the when we look at it in the median state, but women's cycles span between 25 to 35 days. So if your cycle is not 28 days, don't worry much, because of the different things that happen in life. It can be 25 days, it can be 35 days, it can be 29, 20, it can be 30, but as long as it's between 25 to 35, you are good. But also talk to a medical professional, a committed medical professional, because I've spoken with a female gynecologist. I was just there doing female gynecologist. When I spoke with her, she didn't
have so much knowledge.
And then she was very somehow with the questions she was asking me. I'm like, who is this one? Meanwhile, my cousin who had a child recently said she had the most beautiful gynecologist, a man who was really bothered about her. So that's a committed medical professional. So I believe that people should talk to committed medical professionals. And thank God that primary healthcare centers in Nigeria have doctors and medical professionals that people can talk to. Sometimes we feel like, oh, it's so local and we don't want to go there. I urge all of us to now go to primary healthcare centers.
Yeah, those women, they know their stuff.
Hold our government responsible for our health. Go there, ask them. You pay your taxes, so you don't want to. We are paying tax, not for us to be lethargic about our health. This is not the time for people to hear the demise of people because of childbirth or anything. It's time to ask questions. So from your period to how you live your everyday life to when you start having children, have these conversations. Your health is important. Women's health is important. Menstrual health is women's health. So in a nutshell, menstrual health is women's health.
I like that. I really, really like that. Menstrual health is women's health. Okay, before we even really get into the film, my question is around what causes, people to be uncomfortable when it comes to conversations about periods. I know that Nigeria as a whole plays a huge role in that, but why are people uncomfortable with this, and what are the practical ways to make people more comfortable with this sort of conversations?
That's what we're doing. We're making the world a period-friendly world. I talk about period on sets. So because of the work I do as an actor, I don't think that people factor into our schedules, like our assistant directors who create the schedules for films. I don't think that even the women, I don't think they factor into it that women see their periods and then they can be on their periods during shoots. So I make it a point of duty. Sometimes even when I'm not seeing my period, please, I'm going to the toilet to change my pad. And I say it so without shame. Some people are like, you can see people's faces very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But when I do it 1 or 2 times, if it's a month-long running project, you see that every other person gets comfortable with it. So it always starts with me. Oh, please, you get up and you're not stained, because me, I'm very careful. I've grown to a point where I'm super careful. I'm not trying to stress anybody's eyes. And I just said, oh, please, is there a stain on my skirt? Is there a stain on my trousers? Intentionally. And they say, oh, no. And it even endears people to you because they now feel like they're part of your inner life. Even if you're not telling them anything, they feel like their inner life. And it's making the world a period-friendly world is making the world a better place for people to live and feel like they're part of everybody's lives. If I'm asking somebody about me being stained, the person feels like they have a responsibility to check
every other lady that
check every other lady and to ensure that I'm safe and I'm fine. If there's something on my teeth, the person starts to check, so remove this thing. There's lipstick on you. You have lipstick on you, lipstick stain. So they feel comfortable to they feel comfortable around you. They want to talk to you. They feel like they can tell you anything because you've told them like one of the deepest secrets. You let them in on one of the deepest secrets of your life. So it starts with us. I'm not saying that we should go about stressing people. One of the girls said, "Oh, you can throw a pad at somebody," but I mean that's secondary school children just being bullies. I'm like, no, you don't do that. Stop it. Just make it a comfortable thing for them. I'm one of the fortunate people because from Kelechi Okere telling me it was not easy to start asking him, please, can you help me check if I'm stained?
Right.
Yeah, am I stained? Am I stained? I know there was one advert that was always that they said check. But we used to ask, am I stained? In Nigerian schools, we used to say,
Yeah, am I stained? Yeah.
Am I stained? So am I stained is a good way to start. Am I stained?
Yeah, I like that. That's the way to break away from the discomfort that people feel.
Yes.
I really, really like that. Okay, now let's move over to the film. What brought this film on, besides the fact that you've told us bits and pieces of this, and it's maybe an offshoot of your lived experience and your advocacy journey. What inspired this film?
Okay, so what inspired it is the actual film that is coming on October 11, International Day.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, I already did something on period, 28 days, but it did not resonate with a lot of people. But people watched it and they still did not understand. I'm like, no, the work has not been done. I will put in more money. I'm not getting money from it yet, but I want to get fulfillment from people understanding this and making the world a period-friendly world. I'm sure that by the time you go home this night, you'll be saying period-friendly world.
I really like that phrase.
To make the world a period-friendly world, I decided that, okay, let's hear from young girls, twin and teen girls. The twinnies would know because I started as a twin, as a twin girl before I became a teenager. And it'd be nice to hear from them how they feel in these days. So when I was younger, they taught us puberty from GSS 3 into SS1.
Yeah.
Right now, they teach them from year 6.
Yeah, as they should.
They already teach them about puberty. So even your child in year 4 might have an idea. When you start talking about it to her, she might just say something that will make you. So they already know that the definition is the shedding of the uterine lining. They may not know the fullness of it, but they know the definition because they have to cram it for exams.
This test,
Yeah, so for exams, and so that is where we are with this film to help them understand further. So we're using them, not in a bad way. We're using them to help other young girls understand through this film that what period is. So our title, Menses, what that is. I think from after Gen X, millennials they're saying menses are saying, what's that? So if somebody says, are you on your menses? It's like cringe. It's either menstruation or period. We like period. I think we made period millennials made period a big.
I don't think I even said menses. I think it was always period. I used to say.
No, I never said menses. It was just recently somebody said, are you on your menses? And I'm like, this guy has a
Gen X mom.
And that's why it's saying menses. What's menses?
Yeah, because my mom says menses, I say period. Yeah.
My dad did not even say menses. I think he was a cool dad at the time, Sha. He did not say menses. So you're not saying what's menses? Menses, what's that? So we made the menses, what's that? So we have a twin girl and a teenage girl here representing it, thanks to ChatGPT and Meta that helped me create the logo.
Sweet.
So we gave them cue cards to have this conversation over 40 minutes. Actually, more than 40 minutes. We edited it into 40 minutes. We had 3 hours of conversation. So we crammed it all into 40 minutes so that it's concise, succinct, and easy to assimilate for everyone. Yes. And that is what this film is about, hearing from their point of view what period is, how they feel about period, hearing from somebody who started at 7 to somebody who is 12 and still waiting for her period, but she really doesn't care when it starts because she already knows about it. To listen to an 11-year-old who knows about period and everything that comes with it, even if she has not started her period, because she's experiencing her sister who has already started her period. So she's really knowledgeable about it. But I mean, we don't put everything she says because we don't want to put people's private lives
Private stuff, yeah.
on the internet, because the internet never forgets. We put on YouTube, it's there forever. So
Yeah.
we just give us the basic and the most important part of the information, and we give it a space for people to discuss and learn. And I'm inviting people who would want to share
Yes.
it, or have like screenings at their schools, churches, communities. We are happy to come around and have conversations with your twin and teen girls, and even women who do not understand, because there's some women till tomorrow
Yes.
who will not understand what their cycle is. There are people who still think that if my period comes on the 2nd this month, it's coming on the 2nd next month, and then they are shocked when it comes on the 30th, because they don't say 28th, or when it comes on the 27th, because in that month they've been so stressed and the cycle has reduced to 26 days, or
it's a whole conversation. Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole thing for all of us to discuss. I mean, it's our everyday life. It's like drinking water. It's like breathing in oxygen and breathing out, and exhaling carbon dioxide. It's supposed to be part of our life. If your period doesn't come and the fetus is formed, it becomes a baby that has now become all of us. So if men are irritated, that is where you are from, young man.
Hey. Drops mic.
Drops mic. That's where you're from.
Drops Michael. It's like, just like, to digress, that podcast, that one, and I saw I think there was a particular guy who said, if you say that women are weaklings, that means you came from women, which means that you are a weak thing. I was like, you know what? I never saw it in that way before.
Well,
because a weak thing will give birth to a weak thing. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, so were there any moments that were maybe heartbreaking for you, or emotionally, I don't want to use the word destabilizing, but that's the best I can use right now, for you when you were filming these girls, or even through the process?
Gladly, no.
Gladly
no, because we expected it, because in our documents, in creating it, the questions and the possibilities of things that might happen, we didn't have that. Okay, there was something close to it, because there was one of the older girls who was quiet, and I tried to make her talk. And I know I'd visited her school where somebody went to share pads, and sometimes when we went there, we went to share pads, and I felt like we were talking over them. And for this project, we didn't talk over them. We allowed the girls talk and lead the conversation, which is what I want more people to do. If you're going out to give pads or anything, let the girls lead the conversation. We don't have to talk at them. We don't have to force our opinions on them. Guide them and let them speak. And this is an opportunity to get them to talk. So that girl is my project. I'm going to go and look for her and make sure she's older. I know that she's going to go to secondary and university now. And I mean, at Ansonia, we have a young girl who's 21 this year. We have her in nursing school. So she's another person I'm going to work with. We pay her school fees because we took her through secondary school. She didn't want to cut that. The reason we took her to secondary school because she didn't want to cut her hair. And I thought that was a valid reason for her to say she doesn't want to go to school. I mean, I might seem like somebody who is spoiling children. I'm like, she doesn't want to cut her hair. Let's take her to a school where she won't cut her hair. And I'm like, since I've already put my hand in this one, let me continue until she finishes university.
Yeah.
So since university she wanted to be a doctor, but we had to face reality, and then she's in nursing school right now. And these are the people that we want to talk to. So heartbreaking moments, no, gladly no, but situations for concern, like not wanting to cut her hair and sending her to school. And then this one, who was not agreeing to answer any questions because she felt like she was not in a space where all of them seemed really privileged. Every other girl seemed really privileged. So when I was asking about who buys their pads, everybody,
my mom,
nobody with the problem of I don't have pad or something. There were even two girls yesterday when we had the screening. Their guardian said, "Oh, these girls, please, they're too shy. They don't talk." I said, "Who? These girls that were talking throughout our shoots." I had to call people from the crew. Please come on. Are these girls shy people? They said, no. And
when children feel safe with you.
Yes. So when I went back to the lady, I'm like, see, all of us were there. I asked the girls, do they shout at you and tell you to keep quiet at them? They say, yes, they do that. I said exactly why it happens. I've been a teacher for a bit now. In my 20s, I was teaching in a British run school. And in my 20s, too, I was teaching two public schools where I was doing to succeed. And children were very free with me. I mean, I don't have children of my own, but I have a lot of children. And they're very free to talk to me. I don't know if it is that some of them have problems with talking to parents or anything. But I know that I know that there's situations like that. So I've decided to mind the gap and be that auntie to talk to your parents for you. So, and that's Miss Imo, Auntie Imo, whichever way you want to, you can call me Imo Potato. I don't want, like, just reach out to me and I'll make sure that your mom knows what it is that is happening to you, because we don't want children to grow without confidence. It's not a good place to be at all. So I didn't have any uncomfortable situation.
I'm glad to hear that.
Just situations for concern. But it's for these particular girls that we had with us. So as we go on this journey to different communities,
you see more different ones.
I'm definitely sure that we'll see some heartbreaking situations. Not like I'm praying for them, but life is life. It is what it is. We're going to see these situations and we'll have to handle them. And this is where we would like mental health professionals, therapists to even be part of this journey with us. Beyond having medical professionals, committed medical professionals, we would like to have, well, mental health professionals are sort of medical for the informal part of health.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'd like to have a lot of people get involved. Please watch our film today.
Important.
Watch our film today and share it to people.
Yeah.
Not because I want to have numbers, but because I want a lot of people to hear from these girls and know that it is easy to make the world a period-friendly world, and it's easy to have twin and teen girls talk. We'll have reduced teenage pregnancies.
Yeah.
Getting more involved in conversations like this, because the internet is not helping them at all.
No.
Girls are just getting pregnant, having plenty money, so they don't know what exactly to follow if we don't guide them.
Yes.
So this is a lot of, it's a ripple. There'll be.
I mean, I can imagine there's a lot of work for you and your team, because I mean, it's a lot of work and it's something heavy at the same time to carry. So yeah, I'm adding my voice to Emma's voice. Please, let's go. I watched it with my daughter. She's 8, so we've already started, sex education, but I haven't, to be fair, like I haven't done menstrual health. When we were talking, I was like, I'm supposed to have done menstrual health with this babe. So yeah, we will watch it together. And then she has plenty of questions to always ask. So and if anything, I will refer her to you, because Auntie Mo can.
Yes, we don't mind.
Yeah.
In film, I hope that people will not come for me, because I told the girls that they cannot have sex, so they should wait till they get married. And
I think that's a very important thing to say, because because I mean, I feel like the more you educate like these young girls about their menstrual health, and then you tell them, look, these are the consequences and the positives that are there, I think you're giving them the power to decide what you want to do. But I think ultimately, as a Nigerian auntie, you would want to say, look, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
No, I just had to guide them and say, the person you're going to be pregnant for, let it be that he's married to you. And the only reason he can be married to you is because your parents have been able to vet him and they know, and he has paid your bride price, and you can now marry. But people have to be involved in the process. But now, a lot your mind can do. There are lots of things you can do while you're a young girl.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can focus on.
Yeah.
And because one of the young girls, that was what made me talk about it, was that one of the young girls talked about them learning about ovulation, and I knew what she was asking without hearing everything she was asking.
I was about to say that.
Because the internet makes it feel like, oh, when you're ovulating, you always want
to heat, baby.
I'm like, no, if you've never had sex, your body would not even understand what it is looking for until it experiences it.
Yes.
So it's your ovulation. There are different things that happen to you. Your boobs can be aching you, your nipples can be aching you. So you have other problems that you're facing that don't concern having sex. Whatever your body is feeling, if there's nothing feeding it, you don't, you might go there. You basically would continue with life the way you are living your life. Having I like the particular girl who asked. I'm happy that she's somebody who has conversations with her mom. They even have a page where they discuss things. I'm like, okay, beautiful. You should continue talking to your mom. You're lucky you have a safe space.
Yeah.
And more girls should have safe spaces. There was one girl who was talking about not being able to talk to her mom. She's quiet. She whispers. I'm like, okay, this one reminds me of when I was younger. But I had moments when I would talk. I had moments when I'll be quiet. These days, I really talk. When I'm quiet, I'm alone. So I just stay. But when I'm with people, I just keep yapping. Good and bad and annoying and sweet.
Because we're already out of time.
Yes.
My last question for you is, should menstrual products be considered as essential items? That's my and what role can the government and policymakers, what role can they what's the English? What role
they can play.
Yeah.
I have the answer already. Remove taxes from menstrual products.
Yeah.
We've not even said you should make them free, but I mean, let me add, can you make them free if possible?
Please.
Or do something about it, subsidize the prices for young girls. The people who make the reusable ones, because there are people who will never stop using cloth, and we cannot force them to use. If we give them menstrual pads, they'll use it to do firewood. So they want to use cloth. So we can create these reusable ones for them to use. So if government can help to subsidize the rates and remove taxes from those who produce, go to Hayat and remove the money that you're making Hayat use, Procter and Gamble, all of these people, remove the tax on it and make sure that these products are cheap and easy to purchase. Please.
Yeah.
I know that people have been dragging Mercy Johnson for her products, but I mean, they're expensive, and the combination of everything is what is making it that price. But I'll ask that the government should look into things like that and subsidize the rates for people. Have menstrual products that are affordable, let me not say cheap, affordable, very affordable. People are not able to eat. And it is an essential thing for them to buy. It's not that you'll be sharing condoms, you cannot share pads. The pads that are being shared they're shared by private companies. It's unfair that we don't have the government removing tax. They're increasing the tax and people are buying pads for 2,500 naira. Why? For something that they did not put in their bodies. So remove the tax, create a policy around the safety for young girls. Let's erase that notion of girls becoming women when they start their period. They've not become women, they are girls. Once they start their period, congratulations, you started your period. This is the beginning of puberty, not you have become a woman.
Hey!
Stop them from saying you have become a woman. Even if a girl starts to have things on her chest, she has not become a woman. She's still a girl. Imagine a 7-year-old starting her period and you say she's a woman, or a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Please, I know that even the Americas don't help situations because this particular situation, because I don't know where we have girls that are safe or free from or early marriage. Because sometimes we blame Nigeria and blame the North. In Cross River, we have people that are marrying girls at 3. Let's make sure that the government ensures that babies are babies, children are children. Remove tax on menstrual health, menstrual products. Remove tax from menstrual products. Pads should not be expensive. Wipes should not be expensive. Tissue papers should not be expensive. Make water available for people across Nigeria. Let people wash up. Let them be clean.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Imo, for joining us today and for the very, very important work you're doing, through your foundation, through advocacy, through storytelling, and through conversations like this. We hope to be able to bring you again to have, conversations on this thing, because at the end of the day, it's not just one time we should be having this kind of conversations. It has to be continuous so that the work, we can see it move organically as well, or even move by
Thank
force.
you.
So we say congratulations to you for the work.
Thank you.
Yes, please go watch Menses. What is that, right?
No, Menses. What's that?
What's that?
Sweet Potato Media. So the way they can get through to it is type Sweet Potato Media, no space, Sweet Potato Media on YouTube, subscribe, and once it's up, you'll see it. We have other films there. We have 28 days. You can start with 28 days, a 5-minute short film. Then, excuse me, we have this 40 minutes for you to you know, watch and learn from young girls.
Thank you for all the work you do and all the advocacy you even do on social media in the comment sections that I see. Yeah, we pay your back. We pay your back. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your day too.
All righty. Up next is Radio Doctor. Don't go anywhere.
Women Radio 91.7, breaking the culture of silence.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480 7613.
Nigeria.